Okay, so we just want the people here that I'm very glad that Alibaba now enter into the technical computing and for the scientific engineering support. I've been working in this HPC area for 15 years, and we see that China has booming up in the supercomputer study, and we see that the HPC has been boosted from the processor to IT company, and right now it goes into the cloud platform. And we call it the HPC democracy. So today, I will talk about two infrastructure, the new invention about, we call the ECS bare metal instance. Actually, you can understand it as ECS own bare metal. And then we will provide a new family that's dedicated for supercomputing cluster. So talking about the cloud, the first thing you think about is the virtualization. It's the core technology behind the cloud computing. And there's still many people, they are still using the bare metal because as Gartner's definition for bare metal is non-virtualization. But it can give you the good opportunity for you get the performance and the full feature of the hardware. But it is also, if you consider the powerful, there are still some factors as how fast you can get it deployed and how can you to manage, operate it automatically or not. So this is all the good features for the cloud. But can we bundle it together? Let's compare it first. So as a virtual machine, like the standard service as ECS product in Alibaba cloud, so we can see there's the pros and the adventure of the elastic resource. You can get your resource elastically and you can scale it out. And it is really fast to deploy it and you can upgrade it in minutes. But bare metal cannot do that. And you can do the operation and the maintenance all automatically. This is a headache for the IDC owners. But when there's some new platform, new hardware comes out, there's still some obstacle for the pure virtual machine can support. For example, the interconnection for InfiniBand and some physical networks, it cannot be fully virtualized. And second, there is another requirement. For example, if you want to build your own virtualization stack, use the third-party virtualization software stack in the Ali Cloud or in the other cloud vendors, it's a headache because you have to virtualize it for several times. It's a big performance loss. So, but we still want to get the cloud benefit, right? Because we want every people to get the high performance computing and other high performance service from the public cloud. So how we can do that? So Alibaba Cloud has individually has innovation that we combine together. We call it the Virtualization 2.0 technology. In the 1.0 technology, virtualization technology, that's you host the server to do the virtualization, right? And so that you sacrifice some performance. So we take a hardware and software co-design way that we use a card that we designed to hijack the virtualization. We define and the developer, the system and the silicon software support in that card that to implement as a hypervisor. And then you liberate the performance and the features that's from the host so that you can still get your bare metal performance and features, and then you use it just like you use any other virtualization experience, right? So this is really a new stuff that we call this a new species. It is not a virtual machine, it is not a bare metal. It is ECS own bare metal. So for this family, we define the different configuration. I think it is a 7 configuration for this family. For the, we define this based on the performance characteristic of the application. Here, I just want to show that's a 2 typical, we call the superstar, that's configuration. The first one, you can see that it is not so many core number, and it is about small memory, but it can support, it can just leverage the Intel's SGX encryption. This kind of new technology cannot be virtualized, but you can use it, use our bare metal, this instance. And this is very good for those, the game company game application and financial service application that really needs a high frequency. You can get the low latency computing. So, and it is a little hard to parallelize this kind of application. So this is good for that. This is a thin and high density computing configuration. The second one is, we call it very good, you can build your hybrid cloud. That's because it has a big memory side, right? And it is a very strong CPU like Intel Skylake. And just the same thing, as Skylake and the next generation of the hardware comes out, it has some new features. It still take time to virtualize it. So use this ECS bare metal, you can leverage it and you can re-virtualize it as you like. You can build your VMware, your OpenStack or SoftStack, and then upon the Alibaba Cloud, Apsara. So this is really great, right? And next time is my favorite, the superstar instance. That's we, because this technology, virtualization 2.0, and also the ECS bare metal, we can to take over to bring in the RDMA, the RoCE interconnection, or even to support InfiniBand as an interconnection, and then you still can link out to the VPC because it is virtualized by a layer of hardware. So that's break the obstacle. That's once people talking about HPC in cloud, people always think that, that's not so good because the parallel efficiency is not so higher. If you use Ethernet, it's about 50 to 60%. If you look at the top 500 list every year, right? But we can bring the RoCE RDMA compute network into the cluster, and then we still put that in the public cloud, and then you can use it. So here's the diagram that's, as we know, the HPC for scientific computing is we call the balance system. You don't only have the computation nodes. You still have a very big, very fast parallel file system. And then you still need to connect it to the public cloud as a service to link to the other cloud product. So here is the three part. First, we have a very strong bare metal instances. And then we can interconnection with RoCE, right? It is as the same low latency as in InfiniBand. So that's the most important part. For the public cloud can break the barrel. That's you can get the similar performance as in any supercomputer center. And third one is the Alibaba also released that we call the cloud parallel file system. Actually, it is Alibaba's version of the Lustre. We all know that Lustre is the de facto file system for the HPC domain, right? So we put it together. We get, you just clicked, and then you got that. So HPC is total solution is not only the hardware. It has to have the parallel job scheduler. You should have to have the math library, and most important, it should have some the MPI support, OpenMP, and all the heterogeneous computing's runtime support. So we build it together to build this upon the Apsara, the software stack. All the layer of software is based on the open API. So we call this the cloud supercomputing. It's not, sometimes people call it, they build their whole HPC soft stack and then build some web layer upon it. They call this HPC cloud. It's not different, it's totally different things because you cannot get the full scalability and the full resource scale, the way of the cloud. So we did this. We provided Elastic HPC in the, as another software, as a PaaS service software, and then we put it together. You can use that. So we see that by using the Elastic HPC and you take the advantage of the supercomputing cluster, you can do your research and do your simulation and design anywhere. So here, I like to show the 2 videos of our, the live demo because for the time, for saving the time. One is from the Dalian Institute of the Chemical Physics, that's from China Academy of Science. So they used our cluster to do the study for, there's a popular molecular dynamics application called GROMACS. They run, it's a protein called integrin. That's very important for the human immunity system. They need to run it for a long time to study how this protein to action with other cells. So it's going to take a long time. And it's just past the Spring Festival. They purchase our service, and across the whole Spring Festival, the students, the researchers come back to home, but they can do that at home or even at Starbucks. And the second one is the first customer, commercial customer, use our supercomputing cluster in China. It is for a car company. That's Shanghai Automobile Industrial Corporation. They use that to do the car crash and the simulation to design for their, that's the CFD. So let me show his for you. This is the first one. You created the cluster just on time, and you run it and visualize it, the data. This is that the integrin cells is hooked with other cells. So this is all the real, we just copy screen. The second one is we know that right now the manufacturing in the car industry, they all use the HPC to do the simulation and the design. One reason that people like to use the public HPC service is that some software, the ISV software license is very expensive. You want to use it in a way like you use the pay-for-go, right? So that's also the one reason. There's so many automobile companies that like to talk with us to use this system. So today, we are here to announce that the new family of we call ECS-based bare metal instance. You can just understand it is ECS on bare metal. It's both virtualized, the features, and then you have the bare metal performance and the hardware isolation. The second thing is that we have the dedicated product for supercomputing cluster. You purchase it as a service, and you click it and set up your system in the Alibaba cloud. Thank you.